ආයුබෝවන්. So today we are going to have a look at the topic gender, right? ඉතින් අද අපි lesson එකේ focus කරන්න යන්නේ gender නැත්නම් male female ගැහැණු පිරිමි ඒ ගැන තියෙන මාතෘකාව තමයි අපි focus කරන්න යන්නේ. Practice question 1. Together we run the world. එකට අපි තමයි ලෝකය පවත්වන්නේ. A girl and a boy are seated together and having coffee together. What are the differences you see in the two pictures? Right? So can you have a look at the pictures and tell me what are the differences? First one, now he is wearing a watch. She's wearing a hair clip, right? And then of course the design of the cup is different here. Here there is a spoon. Her top is plain pink, but metana mokadda? It's striped. Okay. Here there is a bow on her shoe, right? But here actually there is no bow. Right? I think we've got it. And then of course the table. Here you don't have that kind of one. Okay. So I think we have identified the differences. Right? වෙනස්කම් ටික අපි ඔක්කොම බැලුවා. Let's have a look at the next question. Describe the four people shown below. So here you have a girl who is wearing a yellow top, looking very excited. මෙතන ඉන්නවා boy කෙනෙක්, looking happy. මෙතන ඉන්නවා girl කෙනෙක්. මෙතන ඉන්නවා එච්චර මූණ හරි නෑ boy කෙනෙක්. So how do you describe these people? දැන් අපි describing people පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕන වචන beginner level එකේ කරේ. So this you can do it on your own, right? So you have to have a look, highlight the age, the different words that you can use. So first one seems like a woman, boy, girl and man, right? එතකොට woman කියන්නේ වයසින් වැඩි මහල් අයට. Girl කියන්නේ වයසින් බාල අයට. Boy කියන්නේ වයසින් බාල අයට. Man කියන්නේ වයසින් වැඩි අයට, පිරිමි අයට. So she looks surprised. She's wearing a yellow blouse. She's fair and has dark brown hair. Okay. He is young and happy, and you can explain. Even the girl, she looks happy. She's wearing a red top and blue trouser. She has dark black hair tied up into a bun. She has a red bow around the bun. She's wearing red shoes. The man seems mature in terms of age. වයසින් ටිකක් වැඩි මහල් පාටයි. He's wearing professional attire, a shirt, tie, black trouser and black shoes. Right? So you can describe him. Okay. So with that we move on to the next question. Practice question 2. Am I a good detective? You must think that you are a detective. රහස් පරීක්ෂකවරයෙක් ඔබ. You get a call from the police and you arrive at a crime scene. Unfortunately, the police have only found 2 broken skulls and a few bones. ඉතින් පොලිසිය කතා කරලා crime scene එකට ආවම හම්බෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඔළුවේ ඉතුරු වෙච්ච ඇටකටු ටිකකුයි තව ඇටකටු ටිකකුයි විතරයි. So, let's see. Now that the forensics have put the skull pieces together, right, your task is to inspect them carefully and say what differences can you see in the 2 skulls. What do you think their genders are? Explain why you think so, right? So මේක එකට දැම්මහම වෙනස්කම් ටිකක් තියෙනවා, right? So ඒ ටික බලලා you have to determine which gender they are. ගෑනුද පිරිමිද. So you can see here is a bit longer, right? මෙතන ටිකක් පළල් ගතියක් තියෙන්නේ. And then the cheekbones, right? So you have to look at the cheekbones, look at the skull, right? It's more like flat, it's more like oval shape, right? Even the eyes, the nose seems smaller and bigger here, right? So you have to be able to identify and tell me, is it male or female and why you think so, right? Let me discuss. So the one on this side is female with the bigger cheekbones. The one on this side is male with the bigger nose, right? We usually, females have like a little longer chin, right? Now, we are not going to use any medical terms, right? I'm just going to keep it very simple. I think the left one looks nicer. So the left one, actually, this one looks much nicer, right? A bit fairer, okay? This one looks a bit darker, so probably you could select female. We always look good. Male, a bit ugly, okay? So also, the following anatomical details are here so that it will help you to build up your answer. Female skulls and male skulls. Then make a scientific pattern, right? Smoother bone surfaces where muscles are attached. Less pronounced brow ridges and more vertical forehead. Sharp upper margins of the eye orbits. Whereas males generally larger than female, larger brow ridges with sloping, less rounded forehead. Greater definition of muscle attachment areas on the back of the head. Smaller projections behind the ears. Chin is more pointed with a larger obtuse angle of the jaw. So you can see this one was a bit more pointed than this one. Okay. So obviously larger projections behind the ear. Square chin with more vertical angle of the jaw. So that is the anatomical descriptions, right? Okay, so with that, we move on into practice question 3. Males versus females. Gahanui, pirimi. So, you have males, you have females. Let's discuss some of these questions. Now, are some jobs too dangerous or difficult for women to do? What do you think? සමහරක් රස්සාවල් භයානකයිද නැත්නම් අමාරුයිද ගෑනුන්ට කරන්න? Does your country employ women firefighters, soldiers? ඉතින් අපේ රටේ ගිනි නිවන හමුදාවට කාන්තාවන් සහ යුද හමුදාවට කාන්තාවන් බඳවා ගන්නවද? Do you think women should be allowed to do jobs like this? So, I think actually some jobs are very dangerous. And some jobs require a lot of manpower. Manpower කියන්නේ ගොඩාක් ශක්තිය අවශ්‍යයි. So I think like, lifting heavy stuff, right? Or, lifting things for transportation can be difficult for women because of the way that they are quite tender, right? And their backbone sometimes after having kids might not necessarily be strong as it was, right? So I feel some, lifting or, work that requires a lot of manpower and energy sometimes might be difficult. දැන් සමහරක් අය කියන්නේ නෑ ගෑනු පිරිමි සමාජිකවාසිකම ඕන රස්සාවක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මම චුට්ටක් හිතෙනවා ඔය බර වැඩ උස්සගෙන යන වැඩ මේසන් වැඩ වගේ චුට්ටක් කරන්න අමාරුයි කියලා. මොකද මහන්සිය දැනෙන හින්දා, right? But does our country employ women? Yes. අපිට firefighters රටත් යුද හමුදාවටත් බඳවා ගන්නවා. Firefighters රටත් දැකලා නෑ ඇත්තටම ගෑනු අය. But I doubt it there's any discrimination, right? හැබැයි යුද හමුදාවේ නම් කාන්තා යුද හමුදාංශයක් මම දැකලා තියෙනවා, right? So මේ වගේ jobs කරන්න අවසර දෙන්න ඕනේද? I don't see why not. I mean, these kind of jobs are risky, but women can equally do these kind of jobs. It can be dangerous, but I mean, you don't require a lot of strength to do it. You would, obviously, but not as, lifting things and doing it as a day-to-day job. So I think, yes, they should be allowed to do these kind of jobs because they are capable of doing it. In your opinion, why are so many successful artists, chefs, and racing drivers are men? A good question, okay? So I don't really know why, but I think many women are scared to take risks. They are scared that they would fall sick or they would die if they did racing. Now, chefs, of course, I know in Sri Lanka there are quite a number of chefs, but in Sri Lanka the problem is the perception. So if you are a female chef, so the perception is such that many parents don't encourage women or girls to enter or take these kind of career paths. So everyone wants a white-collar job. Either they want them to be a doctor or an engineer or an accountant, right? So a lot of parents don't push them into these kind of skillful jobs. Now these ones, artists, chefs, racers, they're skills required, okay? You just cannot be a chef. You require a certain set of skills, and they are also passionate jobs. So you have to be passionate about what you do, and you require a certain set of skills, which I think kids should be exposed to them at a very early age. So that could be one of the reasons. Why aren't there more women in these fields? I think that's what I just discussed. Okay. Generally speaking, what do women tend to do better than men? Oh, I think generally speaking, women are better at speaking than men. They can talk really fast and they're really good as housemakers. I think they're brilliant. And apart from that, women are good at anything that they do. They have such a skill or such a variety of skills. They can multitask. So I think women are really skillful set of creatures, right? So there's a really nice book. I just remembered. I think it was Women Are From Venus and Men Are From Mars, right? It's a really nice book. I can't remember if it's Women Are From Mars. I think it's Women Are From Venus and Men Are From Mars. Please go through that book. It's a beautiful book, right? And it talks about how distinctively men and women are different, okay? What do men tend to do better than women? I think they tend to be quite silent and sleep. But apart from that, they're very good at certain jobs like being a chef, a firefighter, racers. So I think those kind of jobs, they're really good at it. In some countries or schools, girls are educated separated from boys. What are the advantages and disadvantages of single-sex education? ඉතින් ගෑනු ළමයි වෙනමයි පිරිමි ළමයි වෙනමයි ඉස්කෝලවල් වලට යවුවාම ඒකේ තියෙන වාසි සහ අවාසි මොනවද? Now, I think when they go to a single-sex school, right, they're quite comfortable. Advantages, right? They settle in quickly. And as they grow older, they have a good contact base, right? But the disadvantage is that they don't know the opposite sex. So when they actually start mingling with them, they find it very difficult, and sometimes even they quickly get attracted to the opposite sex, which is problematic. right? දැන් වෙන මිශ්‍ර පාසල් වලට යන ළමයි හැමදාම පිරිමි ළමයි ගෑනු ළමයි දැකලා ඒගොල්ලෝ යාළුවෝ වගේ තමයි හැසිරෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අමුතුවෙන් ගෑනු ළමෙක් පිරිමි ළමෙක් දැක්කහම ඒගොල්ලන්ට නිකන් අමුතු ෆීලිං එකක් එන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි ගැහැණු පාසල් නැත්තම් පිරිමි පාසල් වලට ගියාම වෙන්වෙන්ව එකපාරට අපි පිරිමි ළමෙක් දැක්කම පිරිමි ළමෙක්. You get that feeling, right? So I feel that if you're in the same school, you're kind of neutral. ලොකු වෙනකොටත් සාමාන්‍ය විදියට ඒගොල්ලෝ හැදෙනවා. So it has more advantages කියලා තමයි මම නම් හිතන්නේ. Do you think that children should receive sex education classes at school? Now, this is a taboo topic in Sri Lanka. Lots of people don't want to talk about it, and it might be a problem when I talk about it, but I'm doing it in terms of teaching you language, teaching you ways to answer these kind of questions that could actually come up at your IELTS exam. I personally feel that children should receive sex education classes at school from an early age so that they're aware of how to manage themselves. If we don't give them the necessary sex education at the right age, we would have a lot of teenage mothers. Children would practice unsafe sex, which would encourage AIDS and other diseases to grow rapidly in the society. And also, it would mean that children are actually tempted to try and see what they could actually do. So I feel giving them that education will safeguard them from a lot of problems. මම දකින විදියට නම් ළමයිට sex education දෙන්න ඕනේ ලංකාවේ. ඉස්කෝලවල වල පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට උගන්වන්න ඕනේ. මම හිතන්නේ දැන් උගන්වනවා ටිකක් යම් තාක් දුරකට. මොකද එතකොට අපිට ඔය තරුණ වයසේ ළමයි අඩු වයසින් ගැප් ගන්න එක සහ ඒගොල්ලෝ unsafe sex practice කරන එක ගොඩාක් දුරට අඩු වෙනවා. නැත්නම් අපිට සමාජගත රෝග ඉක්මනින් ව්‍යාප්ත වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So ළමයින්ට මේ පිළිබඳ හොඳ දැනුමක් දෙන එක හරිම වැදගත්, හරිම අත්‍යවශ්‍යයි. සහ නැත්නම් කන්න බොන්න බැරි දෙන්න අමාරු කට්ටියත් ගොඩාක් ළමයි හැදුනහම හරි අමාරුයි සමාජයේ තියෙන ආර්ථිකයත් එක්ක මේව පවත්වගෙන යන්න. So මිනිස්සුන්ට ඒ knowledge එක මම දකින්න නම් ලංකාවේ ගොඩාක් knowledge එක අඩුයි, right? අපි දෙන. So එතකොට ප්‍රශ්න ගොඩාක් බැරි. So if we can balance that, I think that would be really good. How have the roles of men and women in society changed over the 50 years? How do you think the roles of men and women in society will change over the next 50 years? Now, talking about the past 50 years, I think it has changed rapidly. Because when, I was young, of course, I have seen that role because my father was a very open-minded person, right? But in the context that I grew up, I saw a lot of fathers only being the breadwinner of the family had this role saying, I'm the father. So he would not get involved in any household chores and his main responsibility was to earn. Whereas the mother's main responsibility was to look after the kids, give them to eat, drink, feed them and look after them carefully. There was also a time where women were not educated and they were not allowed to actually educate themselves. But I think within the last 50 years that has changed dramatically. Women are also now equally supporting the household income. Men help women at home to clean, wash, mop, cook, look after kids. So I see that there is a change. Next 50 years, I think it will change even more, right? Where sometimes women might even overtake the men. Because the trend is now a little past this. I feel women are earning and then men try to stay at home and look after kids and, these kind of things. So it might override and, overtake the roles, but that is yet to come, right? So ඔගොල්ලෝ දකින වෙනස්කම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කියන්න පුළුවන් මම දැකලා තියෙනවා පහුගිය අවුරුදු 50 තුල යම් කිසි වෙනසක් වෙලා තියෙනවා. මොකද ඉස්සර අපි පිරිමි අය දකින්නේ හම්බ කරලා ගෙදර ගේන්න ඕනේ, ගෑනු අය ගෙදර ඉඳගෙන ළමයි බලාගෙන ගෙදර වැඩ කටයුතු කරගෙන ඉන්න විදියට. හැබැයි දැන් ගැහැණු පිරිමි ભેදකින් තොරව ගැහැණු අයත් වැඩ කරනවා, ඉගෙන ගන්නවා, degrees, masters, PhDs කරනවා, ඒගොල්ලෝ ළමයිත් හදනවා, හැමදේම කරනවා. So we have a lot of modern examples now, right? ඉස්සර නම් ගොඩාක් heavily men dominated markets වල like the CEO roles and all ගොඩාක් හිටියේ පිරිමි අය. But now we can see even PepsiCo, right, has women as their CEO, and even here we have in Haley's, I think, Kasturi Selvarajasa, who's also a leading character, right? So it's nice and inspiring to see how these roles have developed and how the household pattern has changed throughout the years, right? In what ways do you think the world would be different if more leaders were women? I don't really know, but I think or I feel that it would be better because women are tender, softer, so they wouldn't want to fight, kill each other, and not really greedy for power. That's what I feel, but that is altogether another story. Do you think men and women should have equal opportunities and rights? Why? Why not? What would the world be like if gender equality existed everywhere? So I think they should have equal opportunity because they can perform at the same level and they are responsible equally. And if there was gender equality all over, then there would be less problems in the world. So, are a mother's responsibilities to the family same as the father's? If both parents work outside the home, how should the housework be divided? Are these true to your family? Right? So I feel father-mother responsibilities, they're equal. Right? Looking after the kids, nurturing them, making sure that they are being fed, looked after, I think is the equal responsibility for both parents. And if they work outside house, both of them, they should share the responsibilities. So if the wife is getting late, then the husband could probably prep dinner, get the kids ready to bed, right? And if the husband is getting late, then obviously the wife could do it. So they should mutually agree, have a lot of communication among both of them, and share the responsibilities equally. Now, are these true to your family? It's very true in my family. My husband and myself, we share our responsibilities. Not denying the fact that I do get some help, right? Because we are both very busy. We do get help at home. So actually they prep my food and they get everything up running in the house. But if they're not there, or there was a time when we didn't have anyone to support us, we have shared the responsibilities equally. We've cooked, both of us, we've cleaned, we've mopped, we washed the clothes, we get them ready for schooling, we teach them breakfast, dinner, everything is done. ඉතින් අපේ ගෙදරත් ඒව ඇත්ත. ඉතින් දැන් නම් පොඩි help එකක් තියෙනවා. හැබැයි help නැති කාලේ හැමදේම අපි දෙන බෙදාගෙන කරලා තියෙනවා. ළමයි නාවලා, ඇඳුම් හොදලා, මැදලා, මොප් කරලා, ගෙවල් අස් කළා, උදේට දවල්ට රැට උයලා හැමදේම අපි බෙදාගෙන කරා. So මම හිතන විදියට අම්මා තාත්තා කියන දෙන්නම responsibility share කරගෙන කරන්න ඕනේ. මම හැදුන වැඩ පරිසරය එහෙමයි. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට තාත්ති අම්මී share කරගෙන වැඩ කරේ. So that is what I saw, and I strongly believe that these parents, or these two roles as mother and father, should share responsibilities when bringing up kids. Are there different expectations for sons as opposed to daughters? Do you think in general they are raised differently? Do you think girls and boys should be brought up differently? I think the expectations are different because I have two sons and a daughter, and I feel they are different, right? But I mean, because they're not that grown up, I really don't know what the expectations are, but I feel more than sons, daughters want a lot of love and care and affection. Sons, they do, but they don't really show it. And in general, I think they should be raised equally strong, okay? So we never had any sons in our family. So my father actually brought us up like two sons, right? So I think they should not be raised differently. We should provide them all with good education, right? A good environment for them to grow up and provide them equal opportunity. It doesn't matter if they are a son or a daughter. And do you think they should be brought up differently? I don't really think that. මම හිතන විදියට මම හිතන්නේ නැහැ ඒගොල්ලෝගේ වෙනස්ව අපි උස්මහත් කළ යුතුයි කියලා. මම හිතන්නේ දෙගොල්ලොන්ටම එක හා සමානව අධ්‍යාපනය ඉගෙන ගන්න, පිටරට යන්න, ලෝකෙ දකින්න හැම දෙයකම equally ඒගොල්ලන්ට opportunity එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ කියන එක තමයි මගේ විශ්වාසය. That's what I believe, right? Would you buy your son or nephew a doll and a toy truck for your daughter or niece? Is it acceptable for boys to play with girls' toys, vice versa? Good question. I don't mind it. I mean, I don't buy dolls for my son, but obviously we do have dolls at home and I do see them playing around with dolls. I don't really stop it, but that doesn't mean I really encourage and say, oh, why would you dress up like a doll? No. But because they see me obviously dressing up and going out and, makeup and stuff, sometimes, they want to try it out. So I don't stop them, but I would definitely tell them, boys don't do this. But they play with dolls and they play with trucks. So does Nanga, like my little one. So I wouldn't really stop it. And I don't think it's wrong for them to play at a very young age. I don't know the psychological impact. I'm not a doctor. It's just that as a mother, I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't encourage it either, right? Can a man and a woman be only friends? Do men-men friendships differ from women-men or woman-woman friendships? So this might be a hot topic in Sri Lanka. I think men and women can be friends. And it's no different to a men-men or women-women relationship. You can have best friends who are from opposite sex. That's fine. මම හිතන විදියට මට ගෑනු යාළුවෝ වගේ මට හොඳ පිරිමි යාළුවෝ ඉන්න පුළුවන්. යාළුකමක් විතරද ඔව් යාළුකමක් විතරට තියාගන්නත් පුළුවන්. මම හිතන්නේ ලංකාවේ ගොඩක් එහෙම විශ්වාස කරන්නේ. අපෝ ඒ කිව්වට මොන හරි ඇති. But එහෙම වෙන්න අවශ්‍යතාවයක් නැහැ. You can have friends. යාළුවෝ ගැහැණුද පිරිමිද කියලා නෑ හොඳ යාළුවෝ ඉන්න පුළුවන්. Right. Practice question 4, right? Discuss the following questions after listening to the song. So here is a link. Please, the link is below in the video as well. Click on it and listen to the song. So after that, have a look at these questions and answer these questions on your own, right? Did you like the song? Why? සින්දුවට කැමති වුණාද? Hey, what type of song is this? Are there different parts of the song? If yes, what are they and how did you recognize them? What is the message of this song? මොන වගේ පණිවිඩයක්ද මේ සින්දුවෙන් දෙන්නේ? Are you happy being the gender you are? සතුටුද ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ ලබා තියෙන gender? ගැහැණුද පිරිමිද? Are you happy with it? What would you do if you a male or female? How would your life be different? ඉතින් මම පිරිමි කෙනෙක් වුණා නම් කොහොමද මගේ ජීවිතේ වෙනස් වෙන්නේ කියන එක you can think about it. Practice question 5. Fashion in genders. You are a hairdresser who works at a unisex salon. A woman walks into your salon to get a haircut. Complete the conversation below, right? So, unisex කියන්නේ ගැහැණු පිරිමි දෙගොල්ලොම එන salon එකක්, right? I want to try something different today. I think I want to try a new style. So, how would you respond to it? Okay? I want to cut my hair shorter. I want my hair to be only a few inches long. Yes, I've been wanting it short for a while now. I'm absolutely sure that this is what I want. So, before we come there, let's me kind of come up with the answers, right? So here, I want to try something different today. What were you thinking? I think I want to try a new style. Oh, really? Which one? I want to cut my hair shorter. How short? I want my hair only a few inches long. Are you sure you wanted this short? Yes, I've been wanting it short for a while now. If you really want me to, then I'll do it. I'm absolutely sure that this is what I want. All right, then let's do it. Okay? So ඔගලන්ට කැමති විදියට ඔගලන්ට complete කරන්න පුළුවන්. මමත් ඒ answer එක දාලා තියෙනවා ඔගලන්ට චුට්ටක් help එකක් හැටියට. Then there is another one here. A man walks into your salon. Now his requirements are as follows. He would like just a small trim, a new color. I don't want my hair too short. And how much is it? ඔන්න කතා බහ ලියන්න ඕනේ. So let's see. What can I do for you? Here are some of the questions that you can use in your conversation. Right? So you might not necessarily want to use all of this, but you can use some of it, right? So if you were the hairdresser, you can ask, what can I do for you? Would you like just a trim or a new hairstyle? How would you like me to cut it? How short would you like it? Have you got a party? What color would you like? Would you like anything on it? So you could ask different questions. Develop your own conversation. තනියම conversation එකක් හදාගන්න. Again, it's intermediate level. So I want you to work on your own as much as possible. නැත්තම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට advanced level එකට ගියාම අමාරු වෙනවා ගොඩාක් support අරගෙන කරොත්. Because beginner was where I supported you completely. So now I have let go of you a bit so that you can do your work on your own, right? So with that, I think we've discussed a lot of questions and an interesting one about the skull, right? And with that, we come to the end of this lesson, gender.